Hey guys, welcome to the Athfix. In this video, I am going to discuss about the objects in the JavaScript. Well, objects are a necessary thing for an high-level programming language as we can store the user data, we can manipulate it and we can use it as we need. Therefore, objects play an important role in a high-level programming language. Well, what are the objects? Well, objects are the variable which are able to store multiple datas and values, and these are created with a braces which includes the name and the value. For example, I am giving here the syntax. Syntax include a variable with the author as a variable name, and it has braces which includes the name as a property and value which includes the Robert Kiyosaki, who is the author of this book, and book is Rich Dad and Poor Dad. And this is how we create that objects. Well, here object name is author, and well, name is Kiyosaki and book is Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Well, we have created an object successfully, but how we can access those property? To access those property, we have two methods: using the square brackets or using the dot. First of all, here I have taken an example. We have a variable author and we have his name Kiyosaki and his book Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Well, to access the name of an author using the square brackets, we have to use the variable name author and we have to use those square brackets. In the square bracket, we have to mention the string. In the format of string, we have to mention the property. Well, what are the properties? We have two properties here. We have property 1 is name, property 2 is book. Well, property 1 is name and we have to mention that name in a format of string. When we mention variable and the name in the format of string in the square bracket, it is going to give us the name. When I say author square bracket of name, we are going to get Kiyosaki as the result. And we can also access that using the author dot name, using the variable means object variable and dot the property or author dot name. We are going to get his name, and this is how we access the object properties. And coming to the customized object, as we can create a customized objects in the JavaScript, where we can create our own object and we can pass arguments to it and we can access them. Well, functions and objects are almost same. Well, objects can also take up the value, function also take up the values in a format of parameters or the arguments. Well, first of all, we create a function name. Here I am taking an example. Here we have created a function with a name of a person and he has two parameters, name and age. Well, this dot name equal to name means this represent that the name belongs to this function, and this dot age represent that this age belongs to this function, and this dot year of birth equal to born year. Well, born year represent the function, and we have created another function born year, which returns the value of his birth year. Well, it just subtract the 2021 minus his today's age. If his today's age is 21, it is going to subtract 2021 minus 21, which is going to give us the 2000. And we are passing we are creating a new variable p and a new person, which is object, and the new person has the two arguments or the parameters, his name and age. We are going with the name as a and his age as 23. When I pass a new person a comma 23, it is going to access that age. Well, it is accessing 23. It came to know about his age, which is 23, and in the function born year, it is going to return 2021 minus 23, which is 1998, and it is going to save age as a 1998. And this is how we create our customizer object. Well, now I'm going to discuss about the objects. Well, objects are an important thing in high-level programming. A program is called as a high level because it contains objects and the classes. Objects through which we can access the user data and we can manipulate it using the classes. And we will create objects. Now I will create an object with the name of a person. Here I am creating variable. As you can have a look at here, I am creating a variable, and here I have a person, and in the person I am going to give the name of the person. Just take a name as Elon Musk, and we have a name Elon Musk. Sorry, here I have to give this mark. We have a name Elon Musk, and I'm going to give his profession, I'm going to give entrepreneur, and next I'm going to give just this much only. And we can access these data using person dot name, or you can use a person, and you can use a square bracket in which you can give this data, this name and this profession in a format of string, so that you can access it. Just have a look at here. I'm using the console.log. In the console.log I'm going to write person, and person using the name, and here I'm going to give the name in the format of string, and I just write and just run the code. It is going to show me the name. Here it is showing the Elon Musk. As you can have a look at here, it is showing me Elon Musk. Instead, if you want it to be displayed in a format of HTML manipulation document.write, you can use that, and this is how we call that object. Instead, if you don't want to use the values in a format of the array, you can use just dot name. When I use just dot name and I use F5, as you can have a look at here, it is showing me the Elon Musk, and this is how we take the create the objects and take the value of objects. Well, now I'm going to create a password and employee list, and employee has to add his seriality, and he has to add his name, and he has to add his password, and if all credentials are correct, then it is going to allow you. Just I paste my code here. First of all, I have created a variable employee1, and employee1 is object which contains the name and it contains its password, and in the employee2 it has a name of the employee, and we have the password, and we have variable u, and it is going to take the input from the user or the employee, and he has to mention whether he was from seriality 1 or 2, and if he mentioned 1, I'm going to subtract 1 from it so that I can get 0, and if we had 2, I'm going to subtract 1 so that I can get 1. And why I'm doing it? Because whenever I am creating array and objects are almost same, but the array are created with the square brackets, whereas objects are created with the curly braces, and here we have the list which has an array, and this array has employee1 and employee2. I'm storing the data of this employee1 and employee2 in this list, which is array, which is created with square bracket. And to access the elements of an array, we have to use a square bracket, and we have to mention the number. If I'm saying 0, then first element or the first object of the list is of the array is getting selected. If I am using 1, then the second, because the array always starts with the 1. Therefore, whenever he enters 1, it is going to be 0. When he enters 2, it is going to be 1, and we are getting the name of the user using the prompt, and getting the password using we are getting the pass using the password. Using the password, we are getting the pass, and here I have created a list, and the list is calling whatever we are adding. Whenever user or the employee add a number, he add 1 or 2, it is getting 0. If it becomes 0, list of 0, it will checking. If list of 0 equal to list of 0, then it is true, and when it is true, it is going to do second one, in which it is just checking whether the NME, whatever name we enter, this name is equal to list 0 of name. List 0 means the employee 1. Employee 1 dot name is Elon Musk. It must be Elon Musk, and it is checking the pass, and in the pass it is checking the list 0 of password. In list 0 of password means employee 1 of password. If these are all correct, then it is going to welcome you, and in the next also it is the same thing. At last, if both credentials are wrong, it is going to show you that your passes are incorrect. Just take a look at here. When I just reload, it is going to ask me seriality. I'm going to add 1 because I am the first employee. Just taking an example, when I enter your name. My name is Elon Musk. When I say it, and it is going to ask me the password. When I say 1 2 3 4 5, I have entered correct password, I have entered correct name, I entered the correct seriality. When I just enter, it is going to welcome me. You are welcome, Elon Musk. When I'm entering the wrong password, as you can have a look at here, when it is asking, when I'm saying 1 and I'm saying that something, and I'm adding some password, it is going to say me your passes are incorrect. Your passes are incorrect. As you can have a look at here, it is going to show me passes are incorrect. I will repeat. When I say 1 and I say Elon Musk, when I say Elon Musk and I am going to add this password, and when I save it, you are welcome, Elon Musk. And this is how we use the objects. object. And there are many built-in customized objects which are present in the JavaScript, like a date object and the time intervals and time sets. Coming to the date objects, using the date object we can access the milliseconds, seconds, and minutes, and hour, and weeks, and date, day, month, year, and a lot of things. How to access them? First of all, we have to create a variable. Here I am creating a dummy variable date, and I am going to give new date. Well, this is how we create the date object. We are going to use new, and we are going to give the date object, as you can have a look at in a presentation. And next I'm using that variable, and I'm using a dot, and I'm saying get seconds. When I use that dot get seconds, it is going to give me the date. And next we have that dot get minutes, which is going to give me the minutes. And that dot get year, which is going to give me year. That dot get hour, it is going to give me hour. And that dot get months, it is going to give me month. And that dot millisecond, it is going to give me millisecond. And this is how we access the date object in the JavaScript. I'm going to discuss about the date. Well, to create any date, first of all you have to declare a variable. Then you have to use some random variable name. I'm using here mon, and I'm using a new, and I'm mentioning the date. And the date is also object in the JavaScript. And to access any date, you have to write console.log. I'm just saying because it is giving me output. And in the console.log you have to mention mon. You have to call that variable. I am calling the variable which has the object date, and I am calling the variable here. Then I have to mention dot, and you have to mention get date. Here you have get date, and you have to mention the function. When I just say F5, it is going to show me the date. Yes, as you can have a look at here, this video is recorded on August 27, and it is showing us the 27 here. And this is how we use it. And if you want to look into the web browser, you can use document.write. As you can have a look at here, when I use document.write, it is going to show me these all things in the browser. Just go to HTML, right click here, you have the open in default, just click that, and here a pop-up, and it is going to show you the date. Yes, it is a 27 because today's date is 27. And this is how we use get date. And no, if you want to know what is a month, you have to just write here the month, and you have to save it, and you have to just reload the site. When you just reload the site, it is going to show you 7 because this is recorded in the July. It is going to show you the 7. And when you want to get the year, it will also show the year. As you can have a look at here, when I just reload the site, it is showing me 1 to 1, means it is 2021, but it is showing 1 to 1. And it will consider 1900 as a first. And this is how we use year. And we have also hours. It will also show the hours, and you have to just type the hours, and you have to just reload the site. As it is showing 16 because it is almost 5 o'clock PM. And when you want to get the seconds, you have to just write the seconds, and to just write the second, and you have to show it, and you have to just reload the site. When you want to know about the seconds, it will going to show you the second as a 58. And we have the second, and we have the millisecond also. You can also write the millisecond. You have also the millisecond. When I just reload the site, it is not showing anything, means we have a different code for a millisecond. You have to write get millisecond, UTC millisecond. to just reload the site, it is going to show you millisecond, and this is how we use the date object, and this is all about the objects. Well, do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Thank you.